up, guys? I'm Weslee.
And I am Bailey.
And this is the Weslee Weighs In podcast.
Woo! Yes, it is.
Don't copy me. I'm the one with the cool
I want to be
gestures.
just like you when I grow up.
I know you do. Trust me. If you've hung out with us long enough, you know she copies all the things I do.
No, okay, that's not true, but you
Literally
do
everything.
always
The
say
only
that.
thing she has that's like hers is just like movie quotes. It's not even really hers. She just quotes Nacho Libre all the time.
I have
or
so many movie quotes.
Friends or
I told somebody...
Seinfeld. Any life situation that we have, there's a Seinfeld episode for it. Oh, this happened in Seinfeld.
That is true.
Yeah.
There's a Seinfeld reference for everything. I told somebody recently, actually, that I need to start making a list because I feel like I have a lot of movie quotes that I throw out there, but I feel like they're not common knowledge enough that people know what I'm referring to.
Yeah, you need to get
And
some
so I
friends
just
that
say-
are inside
I
jokes with
say
you, because
stuff.
half the time I don't know what the heck you're talking about.
I have one friend at church, Noelle, and I swear she and I are like always on the same wavelength, and she's the one person who either one of us will make some weird, obscure movie quote, and we both just look at each other, and it's like, did we just become best friends all over again? Because
Maybe y'all had similar childhoods. Couldn't
Because-
watch Harry Potter and
yeah, because all of those weird, obscure things that I'm like,
Rugrats.
nobody ever
Can't watch
knows what
Rugrats.
I'm talking about. She always understands my references. Literally always. We just did like a random, obscure Fresh Prince of Bel-Air one a few weeks ago. And she said it, and I was like, not even close to her, but I just overheard her say it to someone else. And I literally stopped in my tracks and walked over to her to confirm that she was making a reference that I make all the time because nobody else ever gets it.
yeah, it kind of reminds me, like your dad had a well of they call it the
That's
well
what
of
we called it.
the well of worthless knowledge. Well, you have
Well
a
of
well
worthless
of worthless quotes. So, I mean,
That's
I
fair.
I could do the same that you do if I had a better memory, but my memory
That's
does
true,
not
you
go
have a
back
memory.
to random. Literally, we were watching Home Improvement. The first time she watched it since she was a little girl, and the first episode we watch, I mean, hasn't watched it in years and years, and she quotes the whole show and the whole plot line and everything.
I don't even
I'm like,
know.
will you shut up so I can watch the show? I don't remember what the heck happens. I haven't watched the show since I was 11 years old.
You know what's actually funny now that you're saying that? I do that, and I don't even remember what all's in there until I'm watching it, and it all just like comes flooding back to me because my dad and my parents watched Home Improvement when I was growing up. But you know what I don't ever remember is movies. Like, I'll watch a movie, and a few weeks later, like if you ask me about the plot of that movie or what happened or how it ended, like I literally will not remember it. But something about TV shows, like they're
because
just
you-
stuck in my brain forever.
Hello, it's because you literally sleep with a speaker under your pillow that plays Seinfeld to help you fall asleep. Like, this girl is something screwy going on right here, sleeping with a speaker
I do. I
of
have
Seinfeld
y'all,
under her pillow.
I'm telling you,
It's crazy.
though, it's really like a life hack, I feel like, because I used to,
Crazy
I
hack.
don't like to go to sleep I think it's because of my anxiety. Like my brain spins, so I need to like distract myself from it. So I liked going to sleep with the TV on, but then it gets so bright that the light would wake me up. And so it has to be a show that I've seen a million times, so I don't either feel the urge to like look at the TV and see what's going on. I just already know by hearing it. And it's been Seinfeld for a long time now. And so I play it on my phone, and I have this little speaker that you put under your pillow so that Wesley can't really hear it, but I can hear it. And I just listen to Seinfeld while I go to sleep.
Whatever
every
the company's
night.
name is, like if you have one of these devices, we need a sponsor. So
Yeah.
we can, dude, we'll like on the screen right now, and we could put you up, like
100%.
holler at us.
Yeah.
I'll even start using one, and I don't even like them.
I've told so many people, I'm like, it's genius, but that's what I do. I just listen to Seinfeld every night. So yeah, it's like I've seen it and put it in my brain intentionally, but then subconsciously, I'm just like feeding that into my brain
Yeah, that's
every
exactly what's
single
happening.
night.
Okay, so moving on
Anyways,
to the point
something
of the podcast.
podcast related.
Right? Enough of us.
Pans.
Pans, yep, we are
We
back.
just got back.
That's right. It was a fun trip. There's been better trips, but it was a fun trip.
Yeah. Just yes, all
Yeah.
of that. There have been better trips. We didn't do as much fun stuff outside of like the tournament
Yeah.
itself, which we did at Master Worlds and Pans last year. Even after Pans last year, we went to Disney for the evening and like had a nice dinner. And so we didn't do anything extra.
So all in all, really what this episode is a Pans recap. So it's going to be a shorter episode, but we're going to kind of give the debrief on Pans and how it was different from last year and what was similar and what we experienced and liked and didn't like and all that fun stuff. So
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's see here. We flew out on Wednesday.
Yep.
Like midday.
Afternoon.
Yeah. And then I fought Thursday, the very next day, and Bailey was she did fight Friday. So that was interesting. Like getting there, I wouldn't have minded being there a day earlier than we were for me to fight the very next day.
Kind of late, honestly.
Yeah, but at least I got to still sleep, and I didn't have to get up early in the morning and go fight or anything like that. But
yeah, both of us fought in the afternoon on our days, so it wasn't like you had to get up at like 8 a.m. and be at the venue or anything. So
it's the same place it always is. Is at Kissimmee, Florida, at the Silver Spurs Arena.
Silver Spur Arena at Osceola Heritage Park.
And it is, it was definitely surreal, honestly, kind of being back there after literally, it's just been 1 year since I won silver as a blue belt at Pans. And it was just really odd, like being there after a year, only a year, and I'm back there as a purple belt, like right away. And
did you feel like, would you have thought that you wouldn't have done Pans this year as a purple belt? Like,
yeah, if you'd have asked me as a blue belt, I'd been like, I would have thought it was more likely I would be back as a blue belt in the following year than me.
Really?
Not that I thought that would happen. I would still be a blue belt, but I thought the chances of that happening was more likely than me actually going as a brand new fresh purple belt. One of the highest level majors there is. So, but that just goes to show you that you gotta test yourself. You know what I mean? So
peer pressure.
Yeah, that was part of it too. But at this point, it's like, you just gotta go.
You just gotta do it.
Yep. And there's a whole other thing I'll piggyback off that later about, talking about going to, I always say it wrong, the Brasileiros.
Brasileiros, yeah.
That's not, I'm saying it wrong and I'm butchering it.
I think a lot of people say it that way though, so I think it's kind of like if you say anything with a bad accent.
Yeah.
It's
just
like
American.
People are just like, okay. And
I found out that the guy I beat at Euros purple belt, he won that last year as a purple belt.
He won Brasileiros? Oh, wow.
As a purple belt last year.
Wow.
And I beat him in the semifinals.
That's wild. I didn't know that.
He's the one I submitted with the Choi bar.
Oh.
Yep. He won last year. I found that out. I was watching, and that's a whole nother caveat because I was studying opponents and looking at all the seeding after I'd already fought. I fought, let's see, I was seeded number one, first number one seed, and I ended up kind of getting screwed, to be honest. I did get a bye, and then I fought. Then the guy who was ranked number 4, who really should be like, honestly, he doesn't have the credentials yet because he just moved from the adult division, but he should really be ranked number 1. I mean, I'll get off on that guy in a second, but he ended up, his guy no-showed. So he got a free pass right into the semifinals without having to fight at all. So then I had already fought. I was a little, not really tired, but I fought and he hadn't fought. And he got to watch me fight and had an idea. I didn't get to watch him fight, even though I had studied him a little bit. Anyways, it just kind of got screwed. Essentially, he got the benefit of being number 1 seed where I didn't, and he was number 4. But so I fought the first fight. I hit a nice triangle off of a collar sleeve off balance. The dude was on double knees down, or one knee up, one knee down, I think, and I hit him to the left really hard, trying to make him post, because I saw earlier in the round that there was an opportunity to throw a triangle. Anyways, long story short, that's how I got the submission. And then for the next match in the semifinals, I felt good. I felt ready. I knew it was going to be a tough match. I had studied this guy a little bit. I knew he had some really good credentials because I seen that he's ranked number 1 as an adult last year. Adult, which is saying something. If you're ranked number 1 as an adult purple belt, you've done some work to get there.
Yeah.
And you go look at his page, and he's just all these competitions. He travels all over the world. You know, I'm over here taking care of kids and a family, a house payment, and working a job.
We all
and
old
this guy,
and stuff.
this guy literally gets, I don't know if he's getting paid, getting funded, or what, to just travel the whole world.
I mean,
so
he does
we're
a
on
little
two
bit
different
knowing his...
two different planes of training and you could say level, but honestly, I mean, I know I ended up losing like fairly quick. It's one of those things though, like where a small adjustment could have made and changed the whole fight. I honestly wish I had studied him a lot more than I did, because now I've studied him a lot afterwards, and I see places where I could have changed my entire approach to how I was going to play him, like fight him, and I think the outcome would have been different. You know, I'm not saying I wouldn't have lost. I'm not saying I would have won. I'm just saying that I could have played the system better than I had, and I will definitely run into him again eventually. I'm sure at Worlds. I'm sure, because he's just gonna go there as well. So, and it's kind of a loophole too, because he just turned 29, but in December he turned, I think like just before the year started, he turned 29, and it's the year you turn 30 is when you can go to Masters. So technically he almost has a whole nother year, pretty close, before he even hits 30.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting here about to be 35, about to be really close to being out of the Masters 1 division, and he is kind of like in this loophole area where he's kind of before the Masters division.
He's still technically adult age, but he's fighting in the Masters.
He was ranked number 1 no-gi, purple belt adult, and he was ranked like number 3 in the world in gi, purple belt, and then number 10 in the entire world, all weight classes at purple belt.
Almost
adult.
Makes you wonder why he didn't just decide to compete adult. You know?
I already know why. He knows he's going to go fight these old guys, and he's going to be able to say he had a major. Like, that's what he's going to be able to say. So,
but
so now he's already signed up for Brazil, and he's going to try to do that there. But he's also signing up for adult divisions as well. Yeah. At the same time, to try to keep his ranking up in the adult divisions.
Because if he's going to go for an adult. If he's going to go for a title, like an adult title is going to be more impressive, and he actually has a shot at it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that it's kind of lame that you're that good and you're going to jump over to the Masters division just to get a quick title.
That's what I mean.
Whatever.
But,
you know what I mean?
oh, well.
So, but yeah, I ended up, we both pulled. He tried to pull first. I escaped. I don't know how you want to put it. Like I gamed the pull to where I knew he was going to pull, but I backed out and stripped his grip before he could get a pull, and then I pulled, and then he's the, you know, they tell you as a white belt, or when you become a fresh blue belt, it's time to stop just jumping on ankle locks. You know, white belt learns how to do an ankle lock, so they just fall back on every single ankle lock, and they give up 2 points when the guy comes up.
Yeah.
Well, there's this situation here where this guy got super, super good at doing that, like insanely good, super high percentage. He literally just wants to fall back on ankle locks, and he's so good and fast at it that he like taps everybody with ankle locks. Yeah, I mean, all different types of ankle locks: Kayotera, foot lock, regular straight ankle locks, whatever, 50-50. So he's like diving on these ankle locks while I'm underneath him, and I defend 2 of them, and one he ends up catching, and I watch back. There's an opportunity I could have defended it, didn't, and I'm tapping like 3 times, and he's just cranking the heck out of it, and my ankle pop, 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 pop. And pop. So yeah, so it's feeling pretty good now. Like it really, my thumb hurts more than that does. Like it bothers me more than my ankle does. I can walk and I can pretty close to train normal. I'm not going to train tonight. I'm going to take out a little bit of time off, but I feel really good, you know.
Good.
So, but yeah, that's kind of my recap. That's how my 2 matches went down. Honestly, I watched the guy who made second place, and again, if I had been on the opposite bracket of the dude who beat me, who ended up getting gold, I think we would have been in the finals. I really am confident that of the division, I got beat obviously by the number 1 guy, so I think that I would have been second best. So blah blah blah. You can say what you want and think what you want, but it didn't happen. So
yeah,
until the next one. But
yeah, stuff to learn if you see him at Master Worlds for sure. It's going to be a different experience.
I might even see him. Who knows if I see him before that? You know, it's a long ways away, but. My entire approach and thought of playing guard, not even just, will be different for him. like I have like, you know, they say you get beat by someone and it makes you grow so much, and so I am really not reevaluating, but I'm evaluating how I play certain guards and how intentional and specific I need to be with certain things. So it's going to be good for me, you know what I mean, in the end. So it's going to make me hone in on certain things offensively and defensively. So
Yeah.
But yeah, so moving on from me, I think I talked enough. What's kind of your recap?
Pans sucked for me.
Nah, it wouldn't suck for you. It wasn't
It was
great.
rough.
It wasn't ideal.
No,
It wasn't
was
fantastic.
rough. It was all around just a rough. It was a rough one for me. And I mostly say that, I guess, because of my mindset afterwards. I'm just a very like, I don't know if y'all have noticed, but I'm a very like positive, go with the flow kind of person. I normally approach competing even similarly. Like I've always said that in general, when it comes to jujitsu, I take it seriously, but like I don't take myself too seriously. And so it's not, I don't put too much. I get super nervous now when I compete. Honestly, in the beginning, I didn't get super nervous because I just didn't put that pressure on myself. It was like, if I lose, I lose. It's not a big deal. I'm just getting out there and doing it, and whatever happens, happens. And so I've always kind of approached competing similarly, like, oh, we're going to do pans. Cool. We're going to do pans. And I just sign up, and I'm not like putting a lot of pressure on myself. But I don't know. I was just so frustrated with this one. I got a bye. So, and I mean, I guess that's based on hard work of going and competing and winning other tournaments and getting myself to a good place, that it took me straight to the semifinals, where I was matched with the same girl that I lost to at Master Worlds last year, which, speaking of my bracket, I think this is part of why I got in my head too, that this bracket was very familiar to me. I've like half of the girls in my bracket I've fought before, and the other half I may not have fought, but I've seen them in my division before. I know of them. I know about them. I know what a lot of their fights have looked like.
Did the first girl you fight place at Worlds last year?
Yes, she did.
So just to break down the division a little bit, you have the number 1 seed who won Pans as the same rank that she is now, a blue belt.
Double gold
at Pans last year.
So also the Open.
She is still in this division, and she is going for her second Pans at blue belt. And
she also won Master Worlds, double gold.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I meant to say. She won Worlds last year and Pans, double gold, and now she's trying to go for Pans double gold again. Mm-hmm. Which, spoiler alert, she did get both.
She did.
She won both.
Won double gold again this year.
Right, so she's a 2-time blue belt, double gold champion, and a Worlds double gold champion.
Yeah.
At blue belt, all 3 of those. And so she was in your division. And then the first girl you fought placed at Worlds last year. Okay,
she
so
did.
Regardless of how you look at it, you had a tough task ahead of you.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and they still have some pretty, good experience in their back pocket. So it's not like you were fighting nobodies.
Well, exactly. And that's one thing I remember telling Weslee moving into after Master Worlds last year. I was like, I'm going to give it a run for Master Worlds this next year. And I even was like, some of these girls, like they've been at purple or they've been at blue for a minute, and I at the time was still fairly new. Hadn't been at blue for that long. And I was like, by next year, some of these girls, like they will have gotten purple, they will have moved on. I'll have a whole nother year of experience under my belt, and I'll come back and I'll be one of those girls who's like close to the end of blue, who's got a lot of experience on some of these. And like next year, like that could be my year. And I don't know, I guess part of me was surprised, like we're still in, and we still have like 6 months before Worlds, right? But I'm like, man, this bracket looks very similar to my Master World. Like it's not, a lot of those girls haven't moved on yet. They're still in my division. And so it's a lot of steep competition. And then, others that I've fought before, and some have gone my way and some haven't, but I knew it was going to be a familiar bracket, but not necessarily in a good way. Like I just know who these girls are. I felt like it was going to be a really good test for kind of where I stand. Where do I stand compared to these girls that I also saw in my division at Master Worlds last year? And so my first match was against the same girl I lost to last year, and she beat me again this year. And And it is what it is. I was okay with that one. She was tough last year. I remember last year I got so close to beating her. I did a bad collar drag right out the gate, put myself in a bad spot, worked my way out of it, and I was so close to passing her guard and potentially winning at the end of Master Worlds last year when I fought her. And I just couldn't pull out the win. And that was the time that I was like, I can do this. Like, I'm going to try again next year. And this year, I went in with a game plan and she caught me with a freaking takedown, the same one that I watched her do in footage over and over and over and over and over again. And I knew that's what she was going to try to do. And she still freaking got me with it.
Yeah, it was a Sasai. If you know
so
judo, it was
annoying.
Sasai. And yeah, I know. I
It's
watched
like, I
it.
freaking knew she was going to do that. Like the one thing I knew she was going to do. And I was waiting for it and she still got me with it.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it either, to be honest.
I know.
Oh, man.
I told Weslee, when you're in it, it felt so sneaky. It's like you don't even realize you're going down until you're like on the ground and you're like, whoa, what just happened? You know?
That's how proper judo is done.
No, it was so annoying. That's why I hate judo. Anyways,
Oh my gosh, don't say that.
I'm just kidding. I just don't like doing judo. Anyways,
Judo is awesome. It's
it's
wrestling
great.
that it's
I think it's
I'm
great.
not a fan
I
of.
just am. I don't like doing it, and I'm really bad at it, and that's probably part of the reason I don't like doing it. But anyways, so that didn't go my way. Made the podium, but whatever. And then I decided I was gonna throw my name in the hat for the Open. And by the end of it, I was like, I wish I just hadn't done that. I should have just gone and had yummy dinner and been done with it.
Yeah, see, I
It is
disagree
what
with
it
that
is.
attitude. You went out there, you put yourself out there.
I did.
You have experience on the mat. You got mat time. Who cares what circumstances it's in? You have data to now pull from and work on in the gym, and that's invaluable. So
Yeah.
you take that stuff to the gym, and if you see a common denominator that keeps happening in your fights, you have really good data to tell you, I need to work on this.
Yeah.
I need to put a lot of time into this.
That's true.
So
And I will say, like, that one too is somebody that was the third time that I have fought that girl, and she's beat me every single time, and it was frustrating for me because I feel like I should be able to beat her, but I will say, and I got close at one point. I got really, really close to working myself out of a bad situation and kind of turning the whole thing around. I just couldn't make it happen. But I will say that between both of those matches, I do think there were a couple things. It took me a minute because I was actually very frustrated and upset, which, again, doesn't usually happen to me. I just don't put enough pressure on myself for it ever to be something that, like, really gets to me. It's like, if I lose, I lost. It's fine. We go back to the drawing board. We try again next time. I have a really healthy mindset about it usually. For whatever reason, this one, just going to Pans and losing both
see,
matches.
some may view that completely differently. Like, some may view that as you normally don't care enough, but now you care enough to, like,
I
feel
don't
a way
see
about
it that way. I don't
know, you
see
may
it
not.
that way. I don't think that that's the case because I'm always going to give it 110%. I'm always going to do the best that I can. I want to do well. That's literally like how my brain is wired. Enneagram 3 achiever over here.
But what do you think it was about this match but like, you obviously wanted to win it more than you have ever wanted to win it before.
I think because it was 3 times now.
So you really want to win it.
And I wanted to be able to show, like, okay, and since the other 2 times I fought her were at the same tournament. I fought her in my division and I had lost. And then I fought her in the Open and I lost there too. And it just happened that the brackets worked out that way. So I fought her twice at one tournament. And so this is the 3rd time. And I felt like I have been trying to work things that would put me in a better position, knowing I was going to see her at some point, you know. I knew I was going to fight her again eventually. I didn't know it'd be that soon. But I felt like I've been working stuff to hopefully help. And I feel like I should have been able to beat her. And I even, like I said, I got to a point where I could have almost turned it around. And so I think I was really frustrated with myself that, you know, it's easy for me to look and say, oh, they got me on this. Oh, I screwed that up. But this one, I was just like, man, that shouldn't have happened. I should have been able to beat her. And
Also, like, let's keep in mind too that like you're working on something that like most of the girls in your division, and I'm talking Master One Blue, are not working on.
yeah,
Like there is you if you follow the divisions at all, you can see a very direct correlation with the weight class or division. I'm going to
yeah,
call it weight classes. I think it's more specific to that in this case, where they play a type of game across the board. It's like the meta for that division versus what you got on one weight class, and it completely
yep,
shifts. Everybody in Bailey's weight class, they all want to sit there and just do takedowns and just try to do really crappy takedowns where, maybe a couple of them have decent takedowns, but for the most part, it's just like who can get tired first and then finally decide to do a crappy guard pull.
yeah,
And then the other person's on top and smashes. Like, that's not technical to me. And Bailey is trying hard to work on being technical.
yeah,
Because at the end of the day, when all that, being strong and pushing and all this, being a bull in a china cabinet fails, it's being technical on the back end that's going to win the matches. So she's in this transitional period where she just maybe hasn't seen the fruit of her labor quite yet.
yeah,
She is in small pieces. But when it comes to the big picture of some of these matches with tough fighters, again, she's not fighting pushovers. She's not fighting, new blue belts or anything like that. She's fighting people who have been in the division and fought
yeah.
at big tournaments. You got to remember that. So you're doing something that they're not even trying to do. Like they don't have even half the confidence in that game to do that first.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, well, and that's what I think that's what I keep telling myself. I also think that's part of what upset me too is that and rewinding back to Master Worlds and this like mindset shift, like I think I've talked about before how at Master Worlds last year, I was dealing with a lot of like questioning what I was going to do. Like I would go into a match, I didn't even really have a game plan. Am I going to try to pull guard? Am I going to do a takedown? Like what am I going to do? And I was really like not sure. And I went into my first match at Master Worlds last year and I pulled guard and I won the match and it was great. And then the second one, I was like, same thing. I'm back to like, I don't really know. And I thought I'm going to try something different. Like if she watched my first match, she might know I'm going to pull guard. So I'm going to try something different. And I tried to collar drag her and that went south. And I really feel like because I put myself in a bad situation right out the gate, I had to work myself out of the bad spot I had put myself in. And maybe if I hadn't done that, the outcome might have been different. And it was at the end of that match, and we didn't have anybody there to coach us really. We were there by ourselves, but Kyle
from our gym.
Yeah,
we had
from our
people there to help us.
Yeah. No, I'm saying like nobody from our gym came in to coach us, and so Kyle Short was there, and he was so kind and gracious to step in and help us out and coach us. And he talked to me afterwards and was like, if you want to play guard, then you need to play guard and you need to be confident in your skill as a guard player and you need to just stick to that. And it was just like a light bulb moment for me of like, he's right. I need to stop like questioning, what am I going to do? I need to quit with this, like, what's my game going to be? How should I start my matches? And if I want to be more of a guard player, I just need to commit to that. And my problem is I wasn't super confident in it. And that's when I was like, I need to become more confident in it. That's what I need to do. And so that's when I like set out on this journey of I'm going to do the thing that I would like to do, but I'm not good at right now. And I don't feel confident in it. And I'm going to work at becoming confident and becoming better at it so that I don't have to question myself when I step on the mat. I know what my game plan is. I feel confident in my skill and ability, and I can just do it and not sit here and be like, gee, I don't really know what I'm going to do, And that was like a real turning point for me, just mentally. And so ever since then, I've been putting myself in these situations and doing things that I am not good at to try and get better. And that was, I think, part of my frustration this time at Pans 2 is like, I did that. And it didn't go in my favor this time. And I don't know, you have a moment where it's like, I'm doing all this work and don't feel like I'm seeing the fruits of my labor yet. And I think that's probably a very common feeling in jiu-jitsu in general. You know, you talk about people with the blue belt blues and whatever, where you just hit this point where it's like, man, I suck at this. Why am I doing this to myself, you know? And those are the moments that we've talked about before, that people have to push through and just stay the course, because progress is not, it's not linear. Like, it's like hills. You know, you're going to have good days and bad days, and you're going to have days where things click, and you're going to have times where things don't click. And those are the things I have to remind myself that, like, I'm in a place where I'm refining a part of my game that, like, basically didn't even exist before. And not all of it's clicked for me yet, but I'll get there. You just got to keep going. And these are the things that I'm preaching to myself as I was very frustrated and feeling like, I mean, I told you at one point, I was like, I feel like, what's even the point? And that is not a real feeling. Like, I know that's not reality, but in the moment, it was just like, why am I even trying? Like, what's even the point of doing this, you know? So yeah, that was my PANS experience this year. It was rough, but I do think I always try to look back, and I think one of the reasons that when I lose any match, especially in, you know, before PANS, I'm always able to find like the small wins. And I think that positivity is what helps me not be so upset about losing. It's like, okay, I lost, but I did this really well. You know, like that one girl I told you that just beat me twice, like, one of my matches with her, I was really proud of. I didn't win. She beat me on advantages. But I was proud of myself because I played guard with her that entire round, and she was not able to pass my guard.
Right. Yeah, you had some really good guard retention too.
You know, and I was like,
which is hard to do in your division. You know? Like, the higher up in weight class you go, the less technical people get. And it takes being a little technical to be able to retain your guard, you know, especially against heavy people who are trying to crush your body.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And so like that, it was like, I lost to her twice today, but you know what? She didn't once pass my guard this entire time. And she passed everybody else's guard that she fought that day, and she was not able to pass my guard. And so it was stuff like that I was like, you know, I may have lost, but I'm proud of myself for this one piece, you know. I think for these, it was harder for me to look and find the little things that I was proud of. And so now I've had more time to reflect, and I still don't necessarily have things that I'm like, I'm really proud of myself for doing that. But I can pinpoint a couple of things that are good learning points for me to move forward from. And so.
Well, you also got to think, not everything that you did well necessarily has to be what you saw on the mat. Yeah. In the sense that it still takes courage to go out there and sign up for the open division.
100%.
Like, after you lost and it didn't go the way you thought it was going to go, you know, that kind of stuff, like, this is all preparation for the time when you win, you know, and you look back and you go, I needed that to happen so this could happen. Yeah. You know, so, and that's how I feel about my matches too, you know, like, I mean, you know how much it pisses me off that I've gotten no golds, I've gotten silvers, you know, but I also got to keep in mind, like, some people don't even get on the podium, you know what I mean? Yeah. And so I need to be grateful that I've gotten that far, but also still hungry at the same time, because at the end of the day, we're trying to chase that number one spot. And so you just got to, take the lumps sometimes whenever they come, and know that it's like a growing process, and it'll look different on the other end, or it'll feel like, okay, it wasn't for nothing, or whatever, you know, as long as you stay with it. Because, you know, they say that it's not always the best who are the ones to win. It's the last one standing at the end of the day, you know what I mean? So maybe my title is not at purple belt, maybe it's at brown or black or whatever, or, you know, who knows? Hopefully that's not the case, but, you know, I don't, God's plan. So, but so that's kind of how I view it as far as.
I know. I completely agree with you. It's so easy to say, especially when you're not like in the thick of it, but remembering that it truly is about the journey and the progress that you're making. I think that's one thing about jiu-jitsu, and why I think it's healthy to do, is it takes such a long, like, I know some people don't realize, because in a lot of other martial arts, you can get a black belt fairly quickly, or you can get a black belt as a child.
I don't know if that's completely accurate, but
That
maybe.
is accurate.
Oh,
You can get a black
I
belt
don't
in
know.
karate as a child. You don't have to
Oh,
be an
I don't
adult to be a black belt in karate.
I know nothing about all that.
Yeah, I don't know much about it, but I know you can. It doesn't take that long in some other martial arts, and jujitsu is not that way. And it's something that takes a lot of just time and dedication and just weathering the storm and appreciating and growing throughout the entire journey and the entire process. And that means, like I said, times of discouragement and times of really high highs, especially when you're competing, but I think that it's worth it on the other end, even because of the highs that we've already had now. I think that's why I cried when I won Euros, like just to get to a point where like, God, I did that. Like, I did the hard things and I showed up and accomplished something. Like, it's so rewarding. But to get to that, you have to get through all of the harder things and do it with a good mindset. So
Yep. So that's pretty much the Pans recap.
Pans.
After that, we watched a lot of the like high level adult matches. Watched some friends compete that we cross trained with, and they did really really well.
Yep.
Jan did great. Got bronze. I think the homie Dylan. I think he kind of got. I mean, we both talked about it. We could see how the decision went the way it did, but again, I kind of feel like he deserved his. So, and then who else? Gabriel from Six Blades. Man, I watched his black belt matches on Sunday? I think Saturday or Sunday. Ended up getting bronze. I mean, they did so.
Jess.
Yes, yeah,
Pans champ.
Jess.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
she got Pans
Jan's
champ.
wife,
That was insane. Yeah, how could I forget that?
That's amazing.
So, yeah, we went to go eat with them after.
Oh my gosh, Pifection,
yeah,
y'all.
that was dope. That was really good. And who knew it was like Brazil?
It's a Brazilian pizza spot that I guess Jan found. Oh my, because he's Brazilian, and so he was.
Imagine that.
I know. So he knew what was up and found like a legit place. Oh my gosh,
that was
y'all!
super good.
If you're in that area, go to Pifection. And the pizza called Pifection.
Oh yeah.
Had that different cheese on it.
Really
oh
good.
My gosh, it was so good, and the dessert pizza was good. It was incredible.
And then what was it on Friday? Yeah, Friday night we went to Disney Springs, went to Enzo's, just kind of ate a dinner there that night, and it was mid. It was all right.
It was fine. I mean, I was still like sad too, so I feel like the whole evening I was ready to just like go have some dinner and have fun after Pans, and my mind was not in that same place by the time we actually got to go eat, but it's fine,
Yeah.
Vulnerable. We're real people here,
Yep, that's us. So to close this out, do we have any hot takes or
let me look.
Anything at all?
I think we do.
Get the people talking, because they've been talking.
Oh my gosh.
In the comments, man. Some of y'all are haters. Some of y'all agree. Some of y'all wilding out in the comments section.
Yeah, it's fun. I love the discussions in the comments. I'm obsessed. So please, when y'all have ideas about things and we're like, ooh, what do you think? Agree, like, I really want to know. We want to know if you agree or disagree. It's so
another thing I didn't even like mention while you're looking at that, like 4 days before Pans, a friend of mine landed on my thumb when we were training, my last day to train, bent my thumb back all the way back to my forearm right here.
Thumb touched his wrist.
And it tore a ligament in my thumb and a bunch of muscles. I had to go get an MRI. Had to tape it up during the fight. So just another like piece of adversity to have to fight through, but it went well.
What did you say?
Piece of adversity?
Okay.
What did you think?
I thought you said diversity.
Oh,
and I was
piece of diversity.
A little piece of diversity I had to fight through.
All right, so to finish this off, what we got here?
Okay. Here, do you wanna pick one, or do you want me to do it?
Let's see here.
Probably all the ones down there. We have a few in the bank over here. I have to go teach class very soon, so we're on a little bit of a time crunch today.
Okay, I'm gonna say it's either 5 or 6. You pick one, either between 5 and 6.
I think we did 6 already, so we're gonna do 5.
Okay, so 5 is strength matters more, way more than people admit. Yes, I 100% agree. Now, I'll give a caveat to this. In boxing, it matters, in my opinion, a lot. That's why, UFC, there's these giant weight gaps, huge weight gaps, and it shouldn't be that way. And you ask a lot of people, they'll agree with me that it should not have so many weight gaps for many, many reasons. But you see it in boxing. Even just a 2-weight jump for someone who's at their natural weight, it's really hard. You can see the difference. Even if they won the fight, you can see it. They wear it on their face compared to their other fights, that they take the toll from the harder puncher. And it's just 2 weight classes, which is, essentially can be as much as 10 pounds, 10 to 12 pounds around there, That's all it is. That's 2 weight classes up.
Are you equating weight to strength, though, too?
Weight classes. I mean, in boxing, you're extremely low body fat percentage, so you're all muscle. Yeah, you're stronger, even at just 2 weight classes. So now I say that in boxing, it makes a big difference in weight. Now in jiu-jitsu, there's much more leniency in the amount of weight you can jump, where it starts to make a big difference, in my opinion. So I naturally, if I were to fight no gi, I'd be 136. In the gi, I'm 141. I had to weigh in with the gi on, right? So I feel like I can comfortably go up no more than about 168. That weight class, starts to get more difficult. I can start to feel the strength a lot more. My game has to change a little bit. I can't just move you like I can the other guys. But over 168, and some guys are just insanely strong at 168 still. But I really start to feel a lot of strength at 168. But above that, it's like, you get me in side control, I might as well just sit here forever, because it's so hard to get out. And they just can move you and pick you up. As a smaller guy, you got to really know how to flow and move around them, and not hunker and hold down too much like you can as a big guy. So yeah, in my opinion, weight and strength make a giant difference. In, weight classes make a huge difference, a lot more than people think. People say, if your jiu-jitsu is good enough, it shouldn't matter how big the person is. That's
yes and no.
True to a point, but definitely a point. So what is your take on it?
I agree with you, but I have a follow-on question more specifically. So you're talking about the difference in strength between weight classes, which you're really only going to see in a training context or in an open class, right? Yes?
Yeah, but I don't. Yeah, keep going. I don't know where you're going.
So what about, what do you think about a difference in strength at the same weight class?
Oh, I'm not worried about that. I mean,
you're not?
Not really. I've never fought anybody that was at my weight. Now, keep in mind, I'm at the higher end of my weight class, where I was like, now, for instance, again, like I said, some weight classes, some tournaments, the weight cap is a little higher. And so where it's like 141 and you can weigh in without the gi, like those guys have an extra, 4 pounds they can weigh. And those guys, they could never dream of making 140 without the gi on, with the gi on, I mean. So, but those guys feel stronger at that weight class. But I've never felt like, the guy's at my weight class, I can tell he's on steroids or something like that, you know?
I don't
know what you mean exactly.
Okay, well, I'll answer in 2 ways. One, I just want to point out one thing that we've talked about a little bit before, that there's a huge difference in body type potential at the higher weight classes you go. Like you, for example, you're at such a low weight class that everybody kind of looks like you. They're all small and fairly fit, and there's not a lot of variation in how somebody looks in your weight class.
Depends on what. I disagree with that, because it depends on what tournament you're doing. But go ahead.
True, but
like
still.
when I do world leagues or Nagas, and it's the Master 141, they're normally less athletic, more pudgy. They're not the same strength that we're talking about.
Okay, but compared to my weight class, for example, there's huge variances in what people look like. So I like to think that I am tall, but somewhat fit, but you have people who are way taller than me and a lot thinner. You have people who are way shorter than me and, heavier. Because, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, so I understand what you're saying now. Yeah. So that also happens in my division. There are guys, and there's a guy that was in my was at
That's what I'm getting at.
Pans, and I've seen him. He's all through blue belt. I saw him there, never fought. He actually fought blue belt at Euros when I was fighting purple. I saw him, and he's a shorter guy, but I can just tell he's strong. And then the guy that I also fought at Euros, now that you bring it up, this is a good point.
Yes.
He was extremely strong. Yeah, he was very strong. So, and it was his side. It was like he was very compact. So yes, I'm glad you said that because you kind of refreshed my memory.
Thank you.
Yeah. When they're stockier in my weight class, they're very, very strong.
Yeah.
Because why I say stockier? When they're shorter, that means they're stockier, so they're a lot stronger.
He said that to me before because, like I said, it's such a low weight class. Like there can't be this huge. Like if you've got somebody a whole lot taller than you, they're not going to make the weight. It's your weight class, you know. So everybody is similar in size, and so he said that before when he sees someone
they're either
who's
short
like
with a lot of muscle, or they're
shorter,
taller and lean.
Yeah.
You know, which is crazy to say. I was never considered tall in my division of boxing.
Kind of tall.
In boxing, I'm average, but in jiu-jitsu, 141, my height, 5'7", seems to be tall from what people say. So, but the guys who are much shorter than me in my division, they're freaking jacked.
He always, and he says it's funny because like they're usually in a gi, so you can't actually tell. But he's like, when they're like a head shorter than me, I know under that gi.
If they're
so
skinny in the face,
strong.
if they're skinny in the face and they're short, then one of two things is happening. They're challenging themselves and coming up from rooster, which is not very often the case, or they're very stocky and strong. Now, if they're pudgier in the face, then they are probably newer to the sport, or they haven't competed in a while, and they really should go down a weight class. And so then I can really feel the difference in being able to move them versus their strength.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was a good take on that. So
yeah. So overall, I mean, yes, obviously there are times when technique is going to beat strength, and you hope that will always be the case. But I do think personally that strength does play into it more than people want to admit. I've even talked about and am considering taking up like a weight training program leading up to Master Worlds, just because I have room in my division right now at my weight to go up in weight without, getting out of my weight class. And I feel like that might help give me a better advantage. So
yeah, I think it'd be a good thing for you. But
yeah.
Yeah, I think as far as training being stronger than your, does it play a role? I mean, if it didn't, why would anybody get on steroids?
Right.
And it's such a thing in jiu-jitsu, like being being roided out. If it didn't help you, then why would anybody get on steroids? It's super prevalent in jiu-jitsu. So, but yeah, there you go.
Whoa.
Well, guys,
we said that
we're
at the
in
same
sync.
time.
We say
we're in sync.
Been married for 25 years.
We haven't been married 25 years.
This feels like it.
You're so weird.
Just kidding. All right, guys. I'm Weslee.
And I'm Bailey.
And that's the Weslee Weighs In podcast. You didn't copy me that time, did you?